There's something about money that most people never really question. You're told to save it, keep it in the bank, play it safe, and on the surface, that sounds like the smart thing to do. But what if that's only part of the story? What if the way you've been thinking about money is quietly holding you back? Not because anyone is hiding it from you, but because almost no one explains it clearly. And once you understand this, you start to see money very differently. You start to notice things you never noticed before. So the real question is, what is this secret and why do so many people miss it? Most people believe they're doing the right thing with money. Save it, protect it, avoid risk, and to be fair, that advice isn't wrong. In fact, it's what we're all taught from the beginning. So naturally, it feels safe, if it feels responsible. But here's where things get interesting. If that approach was enough, then why do so many people still feel stuck financially? Why does it seem like no matter how much they save, they're not really moving forward? This isn't about blaming banks or saying anything is hidden from you. The truth is much simpler than that. There's a gap between what most people do with money and how money actually works over time. And that gap is where people unknowingly fall behind. Because money doesn't just sit still. Even when it looks like nothing is happening, something is always changing. And once you understand that, you begin to see why some people grow while others stay exactly where they are. So before we go any further, there's one simple idea you need to see clearly, because once you do, everything else will start to make sense. Let's start with something simple. Money doesn't stay the same over time. Even if the number in your account doesn't change, its value does. Think about it. What you could buy with a certain amount a few years ago is not the same today. Prices slowly rise. And while that change feels small day to day, over time, it adds up. So even when it looks like your money is sitting safely, something is still happening in the background. And that's where most people miss the bigger picture. Now here's where it gets interesting. Feeling safe with money can sometimes create a hidden problem. Because when nothing seems wrong, there's no reason to question it, no urgency, no pressure, just comfort. But that comfort can turn into stillness, and stillness, over time, comes with a cost. Not an obvious one, but a slow one, because while you stay in the same place, the world keeps moving forward. And that gap keeps getting wider. Part 3. How money actually grows. So if money doesn't grow by sitting still, what makes it grow? It starts with awareness, understanding how money works. Then comes intention. Making choices that are not just about today, but about tomorrow. It doesn't mean taking big risks. It means taking small, thoughtful steps. Learning, exploring, improving, because growth doesn't happen instantly. It builds over time. And those small actions, when repeated, begin to create real change. So what's the so-called secret? It's not hidden. It's not complicated. And it's definitely not something only a few people know. It's simply this: money needs direction. Left alone, it doesn't grow, but guided with the right thinking, it can. The difference comes down to awareness and the willingness to act. Because once you understand what's really happening, you stop relying on what feels safe and start making decisions that actually move you forward. And that shift is what most people overlook. So in the end, there's no hidden trick, no secret being kept away from you. Just something most people never stop to question, because it feels safe. And when something feels safe, we rarely look deeper. But now you've seen a different side of it. You've seen how small choices repeated over time can quietly shape your financial future. And that's the part that matters. Not how much money you have today, but how you think about it moving forward. Because once you become aware, you can't go back to not seeing it. So the real question isn't, is there a secret? The real question is, what are you going to do with this understanding now? Will you keep doing what feels comfortable, or start making choices that actually move you forward? Because that decision, even if it seems small today, could change everything over time. And the moment you act on it is the moment things begin to shift.